Well, welcome back. Now we look at where markets ended a week of new all-time highs as we saw big jobs numbers on Friday from the May jobs report showing 172,000 jobs were added to the economy last month, blowing past expectations, which called for jobs of 85,000. The unemployment rate for the month holding steady at 4.3%. Joining me now is former Trump economic advisor and Unleash Prosperity co-founder Steve Moore joining us. Steve, great to see you. Your assessment of the jobs numbers.
What a blowout number this was. You know, my line on this is right now the U.S. economy is hotter than the New York Knicks. That's how good things are going right now.
Well, that's a big statement. That's a big statement.
It sure is. But look, I mean, it's not just the great jobs number. And incidentally, Maria, when you add those revisions from the previous 2 months, it's closer to about 265,000. Given the fact that we have these headwinds of high oil prices, I think that's a pretty phenomenal number. I mean, remember, 3 or 4 months ago, a lot of economists were saying we were going to have stagflation with rising unemployment and rising inflation at the same time. There's a lot of factors behind this. One is that we're seeing a lot of increase in manufacturing. We're seeing a construction boom going on in this country. Investment is as high as it's ever been, partly because of the Trump tax cut. So it's hard to find much to complain about with respect to the U.S. economy, especially when you look at the stock market and, as you just said, the near all-time highs.
Yeah, and with all these worries over AI and, you know, kids getting out of college don't have the opportunities that they thought they had. I mean, look at the revisions. The jobs market has been improving consistently for the last several months. The revisions in this report say it all.
Yeah. Well, listen, the United States economy is blowing away the rest of the world, too. I mean, look at Europe. It's flatlined. China is not growing. You know, Japan's having problems. It's just incredible. Now, I think this is a result in part of, by the way, the just brilliance of American entrepreneurs and our tech leaders, but it's also policy driven. The Trump tax cut really did have a very positive impact on business and hiring. And then you had the deregulation. You had the energy policies. Look, we have a pro-business president in the White House right now, and that does lead to good results.
Absolutely. The president also making a major announcement to boost America's energy production. President Trump says it will create thousands additional jobs. Watch this.
Calls it a great business, really a big business, and it's real power. I mean, it's in terms of power, there's really nothing like it. You have so many different alternatives. They talk about some, but there's no real alternative. These actions will support over 14,000 jobs and save the American people $50 billion in electricity.
What do you want to say about this, Steve? The president invoked the Defense Production Act to give $700 million to the coal industry. That money will go toward coal plant upgrades, building and exporting terminals on the West Coast, and investing in new facilities.
Well, look, I'm not a big fan of the United States government spending money on these things. What I am a fan of is letting the market work. And, you know, look, let's face it, 2 years ago, we had a president in the White House who hated American energy. He didn't want coal. He didn't want oil. He didn't want natural gas. He didn't want to build nuclear power plants. He thought we were going to be able to run this $30 trillion economy with windmills. And so it's an amazing feat that the United States, for the first time in 50 years, is now not just energy independent, Maria. We are actually producing more energy in the United States than we're using. So we're a net exporter. But I love the idea of Trump's all-in. We use our oil, our gas, our coal when appropriate. We could use wind and solar, nuclear. Let's use everything, but let's let the market decide what's used, and let's get the government out of the way.
Yeah, it's a great point. He's got all hands on deck when it comes to energy production, because that is really key to his agenda. Tapping into the capacity of America, and that's why he has said many times that the U.S. produces more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. That is incredible. Yeah.
Let me just add one other quick thing to this, why it's so important, because as you know, the technology revolution, and it's coming, whether it is AI, robotics, the need for data centers so our cell phones work, all of that, as you know, the projections are over the next 15 years, we're going to need to double or triple our energy capacity.
Yeah.
So let's get the energy here at home, not have to rely on the Middle East or Russia or other countries.
Yeah, and part of that demand story is this AI boom. You know, we've got a
Exactly.
restructuring and a construction boom because of the president's agenda, getting companies to do their supply chains here in America. But you've also got all this hundreds of billions of dollars going into data centers and that build out, Steve. What do you make of people like Bernie Sanders who are trying to say, stop the data center build out, put a moratorium in it, work with China to create AI opportunities? This is our #1 adversary.
Yeah, their #1 adversary, and I believe the #1 issue for the American economy going forward over the next decade is to ensure that the United States leads the world in this new revolution in technology in very much the same way, Maria, that the United States dominated the internet age with great companies like Amazon and Apple and NVIDIA. Let's make sure that happens. We're going to need the energy. We're going to need the expertise. I think the people at Silicon Valley really need to market to the American people why this will benefit their lives.
All right. We will leave it there. Steve, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Steve Moore joining us.